screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about how the clustering will work in Snowflake and how actually it will behave in the background. So what will happens when you submit a query to a Snowflake? So with the clustering applying. So which means while loading the data, Snowflake will not organize the micro partitions. So once the data get loaded, then only the Snowflake will start organizing the micro partition. Okay. So once you apply the clustering on table, it is not only about the data loading cost. Snowflake will also charge you for arrangement of those micro partitions in the backend. Okay. So keep the cost in mind. So before applying the clustering, we have to re-verify twice. Clear? So here, without applying the clustering, so how do we improve the performance without applying the clustering? So here, this case, if you are sure about the key columns, so this table having two columns, employee ID and name. And here, so here the key column here is employee ID. Okay. So if we are sure about the key columns, use those key columns and load the data by doing an order by column, so that our query will improve the performance. Okay. So let me show you. Okay, so this is the general select query. So we are looking for employee ID and employee name. Okay, data is. So I'm trying to inserting the data. So total six records. It will get inserted. 3 records, 3 records. So now I'm executing the select query. So total 6 records available. So instead of applying the clustering key here is, so if we use order by, specify the column name, specifying the name, column name is name. So what will happen is, if I execute this select query, the data it will come in order and it will improve the performance of the select query. See, the name it will come with starts with alphabetical order. By default, it will come in assigning order. Okay. So this is will apply only medium scale tables. For a huge volume of the tables, we should apply a clustering key. So in case the table using the in a daily basis operations and the table having a huge volume of the data, that cases only we will go for the clustering. Okay. So the next topic is virtual warehouse. So the virtual warehouses is basically, so here this is the warehouse. Okay, so first we will discuss about the theoretically, then we will jump into the practical explanation. So the virtual warehouses. So as we discussed, the virtual warehouses is comes with the different sizes like extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, etc. So the virtual warehouse is used to process the data. So without virtual warehouse sizes, we cannot execute any query. Okay, so based on the virtual warehouse sizes, the server or clusters may vary different on warehouse sizes. Okay, so this is extra small comes with one server, and a small comes with two servers, a medium comes with four servers. Okay, so if one person, which means one extra small, is trying to handling multiple query execution, then it is for extra small warehouse is really difficult for handling the multiple query execution from the multiple users. Okay, so these cases what we can do is, so we can choose the warehouse sizes, large warehouse sizes, which means medium warehouse sizes, which is having 4 virtual missions, which means the 4 virtual servers are clusters, so that it will handle easily. So instead of going for larger warehouse, so I'm already using extra small warehouse. So we having a concept called maximum clusters. So I'll show you. So the maximum clusters, if you specify it 3, so the same warehouse, extra small warehouses will comes and divided into 3 extra small warehouses, so that the query we processing is easy for extra small warehouses. Okay, and here so the multiple queries from the multiple users will be handled by extra small warehouses. Okay, so if I specify the maximum clusters extra smalls 3, which means these 4 people are running queries and using the same extra small warehouses, then it will divide based on the volume of the data and the volume of the queries which are running from the different users. Then it will split it same virtual warehouse sizes into 3, and at a time it will perform 3 servers. And once the queries got processed, it will come down to single virtual warehouses. Okay, so this we will call it as a multi-cluster virtual warehouses. So the problem here is, if we choose the virtual warehouse sizes, if you increase the manual virtual warehouse sizes, and if you process it, and if you are not selecting from medium virtual warehouses to extra small virtual warehouses, then what will happen? Snowflake will charge medium virtual warehouses only. So this cost is high by comparing to extra small warehouse, because this medium warehouses are running continuously for 1 hour, then Snowflake will charge accordingly. Okay, so if this extra small is running continuously for 1 hour, then it will charge for $1.35 US. Okay, so what will happen if you choose the medium warehouse sizes? If you use the medium warehouse sizes, and if it is continuously running for 1 hour, then 4 multiplied by $1.35 US. This is the cost which is charged by Snowflake. Okay, so here manually we have to wait, which means if you execute the query, we have to wait until the query is completed. Once the moment the query is completed, immediately we have to go manually and decrease the medium virtual warehouse sizes to extra small warehouses. So here we have to wait. So instead of doing that, sometimes if you forget it, then Snowflake will charge unnecessarily this much amount. So instead of doing that, what we can do is we can choose the extra small warehouses, and in the maximum clusters, if you specify 3, then based on the volume of the data, Snowflake automatically it will spin up additional clusters 3. Same extra small warehouses, it will spin up additional clusters 3. So if you specify maximum clusters 10, then Snowflake automatically it will spin up additional clusters 10, so that this 10 virtual extra small warehouses at a time it will work parallelly. Okay, so that it will improve the performance of the queries, as well as Snowflake also automatically take care spin upping. Once the queries got processed, Snowflake automatically it will spin down to single extra small warehouse, so that here we will save the cost. So here virtual warehouses is nothing but the processor. Okay, don't forget it. So I'll show you practically so that you will get a clear picture on that.
So Mahesh, what is scale up and scale down?
Yeah, so here scale down is basically, scale up is let's show you practically. So if you having automatic spin up functionality won't work in Snowflake. The reason behind is, if you having some 10 billions of records, okay, so these cases Snowflake automatically won't select the size, which means you are using extra small. Okay, so from extra small it won't go and select medium virtual warehouse. This is spin up functionality. Automatic spin up functionality won't work, so this we have to choose it manually. Automatic spin down functionality is this will work 100%. So how it is, for example, you have a query, we having an employee table. This table having, assume that some 10 billion records. Okay, so instead of going for extra small to medium or large virtual warehouse, so first we will discuss what is the drawbacks here. Okay, so for 10 billion records, I assume that so extra small warehouse it will take lot of time. So that what I did is I choose the large warehouse. Okay, so I use the large warehouses, and if this is taking 1 hour for query execution, then extra large for large virtual warehouses, if you scroll in the size, you will get the credits. For large it is 8 credits. Okay, so 8 servers into each server will charge 1.35 US dollars. Okay, So if you divide it, if you multiply that 8 1.35, so you will get 10.8 US dollars. If you convert into Indian currency, so I'm roughly estimating US dollar is somewhere approximate 68. Let me check it. So 74. So 10.8. That is 803 rupees. Okay. So in Indian currency, 803.1 is Indian currency. And here, if you forget it to decrease from once the query got processed, so what will happen is, so once the query got processed, which means completed, what we have to do is we have to go manually select from large warehouse to extra small warehouse. If you are not doing this, then these charges will apply continuously. For every 1 hour, Snowflake will charge 10.8 US dollars. Okay, so here cost will be bit high. So in automatic spin down functionality, what I will do is same records, same 10 billion records. What I'm doing is I'm selecting extra small warehouses, and I have choose minimum clusters. I have chosen 10, and the maximum I have chosen 1. So what will happen is when the query is executed, so based on the volume of the data, Snowflake automatically it will spin up additional clusters 10, which means extra small, extra small, extra small, up to extra small 10. Okay, up to 10 extra small warehouses it will spin up. It will spin up additional clusters up to 10, and this extra small warehouses, 10 extra small warehouses will work on 10 billion records, and we will get the data. Once the query got processed, or completed, then what will happen is Snowflake automatically spin down from 10 extra small warehouses to 1 extra small warehouses. So in the maximum clusters we have defined as 1. So Snowflake automatically take care. So here by comparing what the cost is charged by Snowflake is very less. Here cost will be less only, and the time duration also will take less time, and execution of the query also will be less. Got it? So don't confuse here. Snowflake will not support automatic scale up warehouse sizes. Okay, so automatic spin down functionality will work in Snowflake, which means spin up and spin down the virtual warehouse sizes. Here is it will consider if 10 people are executing different select queries, and the queries may start queuing up, which means the queries will start queue. So if you choose the extra small warehouses to large warehouses, it will check one query is completed, then the next query it will start executing. Like that, in orderly it will start executing. Whoever is executed the first transaction, accordingly it will work it. But if you choose automatic spin up and spin down functionality, which means you are configuring the warehouse sizes, maximum clusters 10 and minimum clusters 10, and if the queries are in queue, which means 10 queries are in queue. Queue in the sense ready to execute or waiting to be executed. Okay, so these cases, if you go for automatic scale up and scale down functionality, so extra small warehouses you have given one extra small warehouses only, it was defined to your ID, but you are configured minimum clusters 10 and maximum clusters 10 1. So based on the query is queuing, so Snowflake it will spin up additional clusters 10, and as I said, right, so based on the volume of the data as well as based on the volume of the queries in queue, so it will spin up the same virtual warehouse sizes, and it will work on 10 servers at a time. Okay, so that the query execution and the performance also it will be great by comparing to manual selection of the warehouse sizes. And here we no need to bother about to go and manually verify it. So everything Snowflake will take care. Okay, so in the real time everyone will follow the same procedure, so no one will go and manually choose the warehouse sizes. When we will go and select the warehouse sizes is if the consumer want to look for the historical data, or if the analytics team want to look for the data for data analysis. These cases it may require the complete history data. So that cases we may get some trillions of data in the table. So some trillions of the data, so the query, whoever is requesting for the analytical team to look for the data for future prediction, so that cases we will go for the larger virtual warehouses, which means large or maximum large warehouse is sufficient even for trillions of data also. So once the query got processed, they will decrease the virtual warehouse sizes from large warehouses to extra small warehouses. So there are some cases they will go for big warehouse sizes. Clear? Any doubts here? Theoretical, so you may not raise more questions. So we will see the practically. So this is the warehouse. So some organizations, they won't give the permissions to create custom virtual warehouses. So that cases we have to contact Snowflake admin team. Okay. So if this button is not enabled for you, that means you don't have permissions to create a virtual warehouse. Okay. So once you click create, so this is the create a warehouse pop-up window. Here you can name it anything extra small. Okay, so here the size is there, right? So if you click on drop down, what will happen is so you will get the complete sizes. So as I said, the sizes will come with the t-shirt sizes, extra small, small, medium, large, so up to 6x large. So this is not fixed, guys. So this sizes may vary based on which Snowflake edition we are working on it. Okay, so here they specified very clearly in the bracket. So extra small, which means 1 credit per 1 hour. So 1 credit is equal to 1.35 US dollars. Okay, and extra small comes with 2 credits. 2 into 1.35 US dollars. 1 credit is nothing but 1.35 US dollars. Okay, the same way for medium, large, X large to X large up to 6X large. So here 1 credit or 1 server, both are same only. Extra small comes with 1 credit or is nothing but 1 server. Small comes with 2 credits, nothing but 2 servers. And the last one 6x large, which is 512 credits, which means 512 servers. So if we choose extra large warehouse size, then 1512 into making approximately $75. Sorry, 1.35 US dollars. So the total 691.2 US dollars it will charge by the Snowflake if you choose the extra large, which means 6x large if you choose 6x large. And if you want to convert into Indian currency, then multiplied by 75. So 51,840 rupees it will charge per hour. Okay, so if you forget once your query got processed, then if you forget to manually chosen from extra small warehouses to 6x large warehouse to extra small warehouse, then what will happen is Snowflake will charge continuously. Every 1 hour Snowflake will charge 54,000 rupees in Indian currency. It will charge for every 1 hour. If you forget it, so if you forget 6 hours, then 6 into 54, approximately 54,000 in Indian currency, then approximately 3.24 lakhs it will charge by the Snowflake. So that is the reason. So if you, in case if you are getting a chance to increase the virtual warehouses, any sizes, and always keep eye on that query. Once the query got processed, immediately you have come here and choose the extra small warehouse. Otherwise Snowflake will charge for that. Okay, so keep the cost in mind that, so we have to configure it accordingly. Okay, so maximum, guys, you may get a chance to work on extra small and small only, maximum. So you may not get a chance to work on medium. Okay, so whoever having whoever in a senior position, they may get a chance to choose the bigger warehouse sizes. Okay, so in case, if now what I'm doing is I'm selecting extra small warehouse, and the maximum clusters I'm selecting here up 1 to 10. So whichever the number you are comfortable, you can select it. So I'm selecting maximum up to 10, which means if the multiple users are executing the queries, then the queries start queuing up. As well as based on the volume of the data, Snowflake automatically it will spin up additional clusters up to 10 extra small warehouse, because we have chosen the warehouse size is extra small. Okay, 10 additional extra small warehouses, it will split it automatically based on the volume of the data which we are trying to working on it. Okay, so here minimum cluster. So here minimum cluster, if you choose 1, then once the query got processed, Snowflake automatically it will spin down from 10 to 1. Okay, so this two, how it is behaving, it is completely dependent on what is the scaling policy we have chosen. So by default, scaling policy will be standard only. So very rare cases we will go for economy. So I'll tell you these both differences. Okay, so if you choose the scaling policy standard, then Snowflake will manage based on the volume of the data, it will spin up additional clusters 10. Once the query got processed, it will spin down to minimum cluster 1. Okay, if you choose the standard. So what will happen if you choose the economy? So if you choose the economy, what will happen is, once the first, for example, if 10 queries are running in queue, one query is executing. Once the query got successfully completed, then it will go for the, immediately system will not recognize, it will take some time to recognize the second query which is in queue if you choose the economy. If you choose the standard, once the first query is completed, immediately system detects that there is a query waiting for running, then immediately the system will detect to execute the query, second query. So the same way for third, fourth, fifth also, if you choose the standard. So there will be a delay of executing the query if you choose scaling policies economy. Okay, and here auto suspended is there, right? So this auto suspended, if I choose 5 minutes, and if the query is taking more than 5 minutes, then automatically those queries will be automatically suspended, which means cancel those queries. So what will happen is, one drawback here in Snowflake is, okay, so I'm executing select star from employee table. This table having, assume approximately some 5 billion records. Okay, so I'm using extra small warehouse, assume that, and I'm executing the query. So it is taking more than 5 minutes. Okay, so what will happen if the query is taking more than 5 minutes, then the query will get cancelled. So till the time before 5 minutes, whatever the data it got collected from the data storage layer, and which warehouse size it took to pull the data, whatever the cost it is charged for that, we have to pay for that, and the partial data, it will not be stored in cache. Okay, so after crossing more than 5 minutes, the query get cancelled, and till the time which warehouse size is used, we have to pay for the amount to Snowflake. And there is no partial cache in Snowflake. Okay, so here we will lose the data, which means we are not getting the data completely, but till the time whichever the warehouse is used, till the time, which means 4.59 seconds, 4 minutes 59 seconds, we have to pay the amount to Snowflake. So this is the drawback in Snowflake. So that is the reason. So based on the organizations and based on the few of the custom virtual warehouses, they will choose the auto suspend time limit to higher value, either 2 hours or 1 hour, 3 hours, something like that. So, but they should never choose the never option. This we should not use. In case there is a problem in the data or in the query, and if you choose the auto suspend never, then it will run continuously. There is no suspended time limit. It may take 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 days also. If there is a issue in the query, then obviously it will take continuously running, and every 1 hour Snowflake will charge for that amount. Okay, so it is always a good idea to choose auto suspend time limit to higher value, at least 1 hour in production system. So in case if it is a development and quality system, it is recommendable minimum 15 minutes. Okay, so this auto resume checkbox is there, right? This auto resume checkbox is by default, it will be auto resume. This checkbox, what it will do is, it will it will spin down the minimum clusters 10 to maximum clusters 10 to minimum clusters 1. So this automatic resume functionality will done, which means once the queries got processed successfully, it will spin down to minimum clusters 10 to maximum clusters 10 to minimum clusters 1, and this warehouse it will stop it automatically. It will not run in background once the queries got processed successfully. Clear? And in case if I choose the maximum clusters 1, then the minimum clusters, it won't appear, because there is no meaning to appear minimum clusters, right? So we have chosen minimum clusters is 1. Okay, there is no 0.05, 0.06 or 0.02 clusters. Okay, so the minimum maximum clusters, if you choose more than 1, then only this field will appear. Okay, so here there are many interview questions. The question number 1, so is there any limitation of virtual warehouse sizes? So the answer is, it should may vary based on which edition we are working. Clear? If they will ask you the maximum warehouse sizes till up to the maximum warehouses available in your project, so you can say 6x large I could see, but I have never used large warehouse. So mostly 99% I'll work on extra small and small only. Okay, and how the Snowflake automatic spin up and spin down functionality will work. So whatever the maximum clusters we specified here, based on the volume of the data, Snowflake automatically increase the same virtual warehouse sizes up to 10. If I choose the maximum clusters 10, Snowflake automatically add additional clusters up to 10. Once the query got processed, Snowflake automatically spin down to minimum clusters what we configured. Okay, so here one we have selected. So this is automatic spin up and spin down functionality. So automatic scale up means warehouse size. So automatically based on the volume of the data, Snowflake will not select from extra small warehouse to large warehouse or 6x large warehouse. This functionality we don't have in Snowflake. Okay, this is automatic scaling up functionality is nothing but increasing the virtual warehouse sizes. Instead of using smaller warehouse, we can go for bigger warehouse. Okay, automatic scale down functionality is this one. So the minimum clusters and maximum clusters, which means spin up and spin down. Okay, and the scaling policy. So this scaling policy is purely dependent on what type of scaling policy we have chosen. Okay, so if we choose the auto, which means the auto scaling is nothing but the scaling policy. So the auto scale mode is nothing but this is maximum clusters and minimum clusters what we configured. This is auto scale mode. So this auto scale mode, how it will work is Snowflake automatically add or resumes additional clusters up to maximum clusters what we have defined by the user. Okay, Snowflake automatically add or resumes additional clusters as soon as the data workload increases. Okay, maximize mode. So maximize mode here is if we choose the minimum clusters and the maximum clusters, if you choose the same value for both the minimum clusters and maximum clusters, then we will consider this as a maximize mode. Okay, so if you choose the same number for both the maximum clusters and minimum clusters, then it is indicating that we are enabling maximize mode option. Okay, when we use this maximize mode option, Snowflake starts all the clusters, which means these 10 clusters will run continuously and all maximum resources are available while the warehouse is running. So this will charge more because Snowflake we are enabling a maximize mode. So there is no auto scale down functionality here. So we give the maximum clusters and minimum clusters the same value. Okay, so when we are applying the same value for both area, which means we are enabling the maximize mode. Okay, so if you guys want, you can take the screenshot. If I choose 10 and if I choose 1, this is auto scale mode. Okay, this is auto scale mode. And in case if I choose maximum clusters 10 and minimum clusters also 10, which means same value we are defining both maximum clusters and minimum clusters, which means we are enabling the maximize mode. This is maximize mode. Okay, and the other one is if I choose the maximum clusters 1. So this is another interview question, the maximize mode one, and other questions you may get a chance like so I'm not able to see the minimum cluster field option. Is there any specific reason or should I missed any configuration here? Yes. If I choose the maximum clusters one, definitely we won't get a drop down option, minimum clusters option. Okay, so for that if you want to enable the minimum clusters field, then we have to choose at least maximum clusters 2. Then only we will get the minimum clusters but field will get enabled. Okay, any doubts here so far? Okay, so here another question, how many queries does Snowflake give before it spin up additional clusters? Which means I have chosen 10 maximum clusters. Okay, so how Snowflake will spin up additional clusters, which means 10 queries are in queue, and if I configured maximum clusters 10, and how Snowflake will choose additional clusters. Okay, what basis it will spin up. So it is purely dependent on what is the scaling policy we choose while creating the warehouse. By default, the scaling policy will be standard. Okay, the standard is immediately system detects that there is one more query running in a queue, so that whatever the query is currently running, that query get completed. Immediately system detects that there is one more query in waiting, so that it will detect the system and immediately it will start executing. So here there is no time gap here. If you choose the economy, so economy is the system only estimates the query load. So once the current query is executed, it will take some time, at least 5 to 6 minutes time it takes to recognize the second query is waiting in a queue to execute the query. Okay, this is the difference, standard and economy. Okay, clear? Any doubts here? Because this is really important. So definitely you will get an interview question. So what are the questions we discussed? Definitely at least 1 or 2 questions you will raise it. All clear? Pin drop silence. So which means you guys understood, or should I repeat it?
Understood, Mahesh.
Yeah. Okay. So once you finish it, then the warehouse it is created. The warehouse name is extra small. Okay. So here, if you select this, if you don't want, you can drop it. Drop means you can delete it. So whenever you want, present it is in suspended mode, which means this warehouse will not running now. Means we are not executing any query here. Okay, so this part I'll cover granting the privileges to the extra small warehouse once the Snowflake development course is completed. Okay, this I'll cover in admin, Snowflake admin. Okay, so once you select it, if you want, you can drop it. Will get deleted. Okay, this is the default warehouse name, compute WH. Okay, so I'll create extra small. Standard auto suspend time, I'll make it as 5 minutes. Okay, so it will be a meaningful extra small warehouse. Okay, coming to the worksheet. So by default, the warehouse size is compute WH. So if you want to change it, you can select the resize here. If you click on resize, you will get extra small, small, medium, large, etc. But we are not getting what we have created. Extra small warehouse we have created, right? So let's try to select. So now it is coming extra small warehouse. See, now it is appearing extra small. So it is the compute underscore WH was suspended and extra small warehouses is on. Okay, you can choose if you want, you can choose the extra small warehouses which we have created. Okay, so this is the extra small warehouse we have created. So now if you run any queries, okay, and if I execute the select statement, if you choose or executing any query, then it will take our custom warehouse size. Okay, and another one here is Snowflake will not support primary key, foreign key and indexes in Snowflake. So we have already discussed in beginning classes. So the same, even though if you specify the primary key, it is just for your reference only. So if I execute a number of times, same records it will get inserted. Okay, if I execute it again, it will get inserted. If I execute it again, it will get inserted. So there is no limitation. Same records you can load into table multiple times. Okay, even though if you define the primary key, Snowflake will not recognize the primary key foreign key indexes because there is no concept called primary key foreign key indexes in Snowflake. The reason behind is Snowflake in other traditional databases, employee ID 11 and the name is and Alex. So in traditional database, employee ID, if you make it as a primary key, then if you are trying to execute it, if you are trying to inserting, this record will not allow us to insert a record into the table in case if the database is traditional database. Traditional database means Oracle, Teradata, Mango, whatever it is, SAP, any databases. Okay, the reason is the data it will get stored in row format. Okay, so how it is, it will maintain 11 J 11 Alex, like that it will get stored. Okay, so in case here Snowflake is wait, and another one here is if you update name instead of J, I want to update Oliver name. So what will happen is in the traditional databases, it will replace the record. It will verify the exact record. Employee ID is 1111, and wherever J is there, here it will replace with Alex. Okay. In Snowflake, how it will work here is 11 J 11 Alex. Okay, so if we execute the same record even along with the same record, which means even though if you specify the primary key, still it will allow to load the same record. So here you will get two records. Okay, so if I want to update record wherever J is there, I want to update with Oliver. So what will happen is Snowflake will never replace the data. So when we execute update statement, it will first delete the record. 11 and J record, it will get deleted. And the next one is it will insert the record 11 and Oliver. So when we execute update statement in Snowflake, it will execute with the combination of, it is a combination of delete and insert operations. Okay, this is old record. Okay, so old record will be marked as deleted